Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to reboot our whole understanding of the human body. We're going to look way past the individual parts and pieces to discover the incredible interconnected network that makes you, well, you. So, let's just start with one big question. I want you to think back to your old biology classes. Did you learn about the body as just a collection of separate organs and systems, or did you learn about it as one single integrated network? That simple shift in thinking, that's the key to everything we're going to unpack today.
All right, so first up, let's lay down the groundwork. We'll start with that classic view of human biology, the one we're probably all familiar with.
So the traditional way of looking at it is this really neat and tidy hierarchy. It all kicks off with cells, right? The fundamental building blocks. These cells then group together to form tissues. Those tissues combine to create our organs, like the heart or the brain. And finally, those organs team up into organ systems to handle all the big jobs that keep us alive. It's logical, it's organized, and it probably sounds pretty familiar.
Yeah, this is how we usually picture it, like a big company with different departments. The circulatory system is the delivery service, the respiratory system handles the air supply, the nervous system is mission control, and so on. Each one has its own main job, and they all work alongside each other. But is that really the whole story?
Because, as it turns out, the real magic isn't in what the departments do on their own, but in how they all talk to each other. This is the great integration.
This slide just lays it out so clearly. The traditional view would have us study the heart, or the brain, or the liver, all in their own little silos. But the systems view, man, it asks a much more powerful question. How do all these organs actually communicate and regulate each other to work as one big unified team?
And this whole new way of thinking? Well, it's actually a formal field of study. It's called systems biology. It's not about memorizing parts anymore. No, it's about understanding the relationships, the feedback loops, and all the complex networks that connect everything. The crucial word here, really, is interactions.
So who's in charge of all this chatter? Well, we have three master regulators. The nervous system is like your body's own high-speed internet, sending lightning-fast electrical signals. The endocrine system is a bit more like snail mail, using chemical messages, hormones, for slower, more long-term control. And watching over everything is the immune system, acting as the body's 24/7 security detail, constantly on patrol.
Let's look at a perfect real-world example of this. When you feel stressed, a signal fires from your brain, that's the nervous system, which then kicks off a whole chain reaction of hormones involving the pituitary and adrenal glands, that's the endocrine system jumping in. This whole process, called the HPA axis, results in the release of cortisol. It's a beautiful integrated network in action.
So if the body is a network, what's flying across all the wires? Information. And this brings us to a really fascinating way to look at things, thinking about your body as a kind of biological computer.
You know, just like a computer, our body has this constant flow of information. It all starts with sensing, detecting things like light, sound, or touch. That information then gets transmitted as a signal. Your brain processes and integrates all those signals, figures out what they mean, and then triggers a response, like moving a muscle or releasing a hormone. It's input, process, output. Now that first step, sensing, is absolutely critical. It's a process called signal transduction. And this is the amazing part where the outside world gets translated into your body's native language. Your retina converts photons of light, and your inner ear converts sound waves, all into electrical signals your brain can actually work with. It's just incredible. And how do those signals actually travel? Well, they travel via something called the action potential. This is the fundamental unit of information in your nervous system. It's a super fast, all-or-nothing electrical pulse that just zips along your neurons. You can basically think of it as the binary code, the ones and zeros of your body's own information superhighway.
Okay, so this all sounds great when everything's working perfectly, but what happens when this intricate network starts to break down? This is where this new perspective becomes incredibly important for our health. Let's take a look at what happens when the system fails.
And this right here is the key takeaway for modern medicine. So often, a disease isn't just one broken part. It's a disruption in the communication network itself. A problem in one tiny area can cause a cascade of failures throughout the entire system.
Diabetes is a classic example. It might start with the pancreas not making enough insulin, but it definitely doesn't stop there. Soon, the liver's ability to regulate glucose gets thrown off. Then, muscles can't take up glucose properly for energy. And over time, this system-wide failure leads to long-term damage to the vascular system. You see? It's a network problem.
This new understanding is completely changing the game. It's paving the way for the future of medicine, a future where the goal isn't just to fix the broken part, but to heal the entire network.
And this new approach actually has a name: network medicine. Instead of just treating a symptom, like high blood sugar, for example, it aims to understand and correct the underlying network disruption that's causing it. The real goal is to restore the entire system's balance.
So how on earth do you analyze these unbelievably complex networks? Well, that's where technology like artificial intelligence comes in. AI models can now process huge amounts of physiological data, everything from your heart rate to your brain waves, to detect these subtle signs of network disruption, sometimes long before you'd ever feel a symptom.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The human body isn't just a machine. It's a complex, adaptive information network. It's this incredible integration of electrical signals, chemical reactions, and genetic programming, all working together in perfect concert. So we'll end on this thought. Your body is constantly sending and receiving information, always trying to maintain its balance. The aches, the energy levels, the feelings you have, they are all signals from within this vast network. So the question is, what information is your network telling you?